We're going to go ahead and get started. Sharice, can you put the excuse me, the agenda on the screen, please, ma'am? All right. Good morning to everyone. We are going to call this advisory council meeting to order. Happy New Year to those who I've not seen in 2024. Excuse me. Hopefully last year ended with great things on the table and this new year started with a lot of exciting things for 2024. Excuse me. The commission is doing very well. We are growing and continuing to grow. We are reaching so many people. We reached so many organizations last year. We're excited about the many partnerships that we've established over the last several years since I've been here. 2023 was our most exciting year because we grew. Right now we have over 25 people on staff. When I came in 2018, I had 9 people. So we've done wonderful things. Our research team has gone above and beyond to create the kind of data that we need, that is required of us as an agency, and it's being shared all over the state. And I'm going to let Dr. Fenton tell you about it in just a minute. Our multicultural group, we are everywhere. CMA is absolutely everywhere. Folks, I travel quite a bit around the state, and everywhere I go, they'll say, well, I saw your staff here. I saw your staff there. This is what we do. We connect the dots, we collaborate, we advocate, and we work with our community partners to make sure that the resources that are available in their communities are given to them. We work with our partners because we're not experts. We rely on our partners to bring the expertise. And that being said, we've had an excellent report on how our partners have been delivering services around the state of South Carolina, from DHEC, DSS. We've got partners with USDA, HUD. We've got forums going on with HUD, and federal and state agencies, nonprofits, private sector. CMA has developed an ecosystem of partners that help to bridge the gaps that we've seen in the past between community, government agencies, and private sector. And I'm very happy, I'm very glad for my team. They work hard to make sure that we stay above and beyond the call of duty. And you're going to hear from a few of them on this call this morning to talk about some of the exciting things that we've got going on. First, we're going to let Ashley give you a little bit of an update of what's going on in the African American program area. And do I have any other HBCUs on? I see South Carolina State University. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Ashley.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. Just a few updates of some of the things that we have going on in the African American department. So, of course, we are wrapping up Black History Month. That comes to a close this week. And so we are closing it out with our partnership with the Nickelodeon Theater. Today, tomorrow, and Thursday, we will be showing films inspired by African Americans, especially in the arts. So tonight, we'll be showing Marshall. Tomorrow, it's The Radiant Child. And on Thursday, we have Beats, Rhymes, and Life. That's dealing with the music group, A Tribe Called Quest. Each night, it will be followed with a panel discussion. We partnered also with Benedict College for the Nickelodeon Theater, and so a lot of their professors will be serving as panelists on that discussion. Right after we end Black History Month, we are gearing up for our Second Chance Month in April, as well as our Black Maternal Health Week, which is April the 11th through April the 16th. So look out for just information regarding Black maternal health, as well as Second Chance Month. Also in April, Christine and I, she is the program coordinator over the AAPI community. We have partnered together and we are hosting a minority author publisher roundtable. That event will be April the 18th at Adventure from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So definitely make sure you guys come out, support. We'll be creating a flyer, sending out invites. We actually have one of our advisory committees. She will be a panelist, Miss Tilly. She works with the FBI, but she also is an author. So looking forward to having her serve on the panel. April the 25th, we're partnering with HUD to host a Second Chance Forum. That forum will be centered around second chance, the formerly incarcerated, and why it is important to rent to those formerly incarcerated. That event is virtual. And it's again centered around second chance. And then partnering again with HUD on June the 13th, we are hosting a first-time homebuyers workshop, and that will take place in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So more details forthcoming about that event as well. So.
All right, very good, Ashley. Any questions for Ashley? Ashley Owens, since we have 4 Ashleys on the call. All right, Dr. Gua, what's going on at South Carolina State University?
Good morning again.
Good morning.
Several things happening around here. First thing is we're preparing for our, I think it's 128th Founders Day celebration Sunday. That's Sunday is March 3rd at 4 p.m. And the speaker will be Dr. Sally. Dr. Sally is currently the Vice President of and CEO of Africa University in I think it's Zimbabwe. That's happening on Sunday. But a few things I'd like to bring to the attention of the CMA, simply because there'll be members and family members and alums out there talking about it over the next few months. The government, or should we say Colombia, would like SC State to close some programs.
Right.
And that's those kind of things are usually serious decisions. Again, it doesn't only impact the students, it impacts people's life, the professor, and other things. But more importantly, it's always a sticking point when it comes to alums, because alumni are connected to the universities through the programs, through the degrees, through the dormitories, and those other things. So you want to come 50 years later and see a shadow of your institution. But the situation here is such that some of these programs have not had students for a while.
Okay.
And that's why current administration is open to it. For example, we had our largest enrollment for a long time in the fall. And there are a couple of programs that only have one student that want to enroll in that program, which means 4 years from now, you're going to have one student trying to graduate.
Right.
And if we look at retention enrollment, now one student decides to transfer or drop, then there'll be no student on the program. And the CHE, which is the Higher Education Authority in South Carolina, has a way to measure productivity of a program, which is simple. You must be able to graduate 5 students. If you can't graduate 5 students, then, the program got a chair, they got a secretary, they got teachers, they got all that. So those are the kind of issues we're dealing with. And we want the facts to be known out there.
Right.
Rather than they're getting rid of this. Yes, some of these programs are in demand, like teaching English.
Right.
Teaching English is a serious thing. We need an African American to get English teachers. But how many African American youth really want to major in teaching English? That's not a thing. So those are kind of, so we're not really trying to get rid of the teaching program completely, but there's certain degrees that our young people are not going for. Another one is drama. How many of our 18 years old want to go to college and learn drama? You know, so we need to do some adjustment or what is termed as modernization. Maybe close the drama program or open something called music entertainment or something modern that the young people are attracted to. So those are the kind of things we're dealing with, and of course, obviously, it's a back and forth between Colombia and ourselves. But we want the facts to be out there so people know exactly what's happening.
Dr. Cord, give us one program that you're shutting down that only has one student in there.
Drama.
You know, which one?
Drama. You know,
So drama is actually a program area?
it's been a degree for a long time.
Oh, yeah. I can
It's been a degree for a
see
long
drama
time.
coming under arts, but I can't see drama as an individual program.
It's been an individual program for a long
Yeah.
time. You know?
Okay.
And the fact is, in 2024, none of our 16, 17 years will really want to major in drama.
Got it.
Want to go into entertainment. I don't want to go into some modern arts or something. But as a program, you know, or there's there are a couple of educational programs, basically teaching math. You know, teaching is a whole field. But then we have different programs for educational teacher in math, educational teacher in business, educational teacher, you know, sort of thing. Nowadays, you can get a PhD in math and go teach math, you know? So students don't want to go and major in teaching math. First of all, you don't have too many students that love math to understand why they want to go major in teaching. So those kind of things. And so if we're not having students enrolling in it, Colombia is saying, well, you know, why keep it when you're not having students? You know? But of course, there's some facts I need to remember. We have teachers in it. These teachers can teach other students majoring other things. So they're not going to lose their job.
Mhm.
Of course, there won't be a major in that area. So there will be like an associate, they will be teaching associated courses, you know, which kind of doesn't make them as significant as having their own program, but they'll still have a job.
Sure.
But those kind of things we need to sort of, you know, deal with and tactfully and of course strategically. But hey, you know, we're supported by the government, so we can't always ignore when the government says you need to improve in this area or that area. Another significant thing to sort of, and you probably heard about it, our president wants us to move to R2 status, which means they want us.
Say that again. Your president wants to do what?
Research 2 status.
Oh, research school.
Research school, which is, and they got different there. They got research 1, which we can't get to. Research 2, probably a level we can get to. Right now, we're mostly at teaching, and then we can do some research. But becoming a research 2 status, basically there's about 101 or 111 HBCU in the country, and we only got, I think we only got 10 HBCU that research 2 status. You know, and of course, none in South Carolina. You know, we are the biggest HBCU in South Carolina, so we think we should go for it. And that requires a lot of money. That requires some changes. That requires commitment. That requires quality of, you know, professors, quality administrators, and those sort of things. So kind of few of those things going on. Of course, we're taking measures to ensure our students are more secure.
Sure.
Guns have always been a problem on all university campus, and you probably heard the news. We got some four-legged companion helping us to deal with that, and
Yes.
sort of thing. Other than that, university going smoothly, and we're trying our best to educate our students as much as we can.
Well, we appreciate that update and clarification because, you know, media tells you one thing. We hear one thing in the media and you know, you're thinking, wow, what is South Carolina State University doing? And I think what's going to really help is if the school puts the message out before you tell the media what's going on instead of the media assuming from the students protesting or what have you, because there needs to be clarification that those obsolete programs need to be removed or combined with something better. And that's how it needs to be explained to the students. And it would probably have been a lot easier had the students given input you would have asked the students for their input. I think a lot of times when there's an issue, students like to be a part of the solution.
Yeah.
And I think asking them through survey or whatever, the response would have been different.
Yeah.
Had they been given the chance to be a part of the decision-making process for the school. Anything that the commission can do to help you in any way, just let us know. I don't think there's a whole lot we can do except get your message out with a fact sheet of some sort. We can help spread the word, talking about those obsolete programs that are just absorbing resources, and you're redirecting those resources to more productive programs at the school to make the educational component stronger for South Carolina State University. So if you have any information that we could help share, we will be glad to do so. Do we have anybody else from the HBCU?
Thank you.
All right, before staff, let's hear from Ashley and Zach.
All right, Zach, if you can pull up the slideshow, and I'll just give a little good morning to everyone. CMA, y'all know me. Y'all know I love doing food work. Zach and I have been doing work specifically around college food insecurity for about the past 3 years. And so wanted to thank you, Ashley Owens. I got to say which one because there's so many of us on the screen today, apparently. Thank you, Ashley, for reaching out and allowing us to present about some of the work. So Dr. Gua, we're glad to see that you're on and hoping that when we share some efforts that we're trying to scale up statewide, that South Carolina State would be a part of that, and we can get some of the other HBCUs to participate as well. But I'll turn it over to Zach to kick us off this morning, and then I'll wrap up at the end of the presentation.
All right.
Thanks, Ashley. And just for those of you that don't know me, my name's Zach Hernstad. I have the pleasure of working with Ashley Paige Bookhart, since we have so many Ashleys, on a variety of projects around food councils throughout the state of South Carolina. And one of the councils that we work with is the Columbia Food Policy Committee, which in 2020 decided, just for a little bit of a backstory as to how we got to where we are, decided that food insecurity on college campuses was one of those issues that they really wanted to dig into, realized that it was something that is often left out of the conversation when it comes to food insecurity and food access challenges, and wanted to create a subcommittee under the Columbia Food Policy Committee to really look at creating some programmatic and policy change at local colleges to reduce the occurrence of food insecurity on college campuses. And so we currently have we have 4 different schools that we work with, and you'll see under the umbrella of the University of South Carolina, there are a number of groups that we work with. But we're currently working with, and our members of each university sit on the subcommittee. We work with Allen University, Benedict College, Columbia College, and then the University of South Carolina. And within USC, individuals from the College of Social Work, the law school, and then also the Unity Shop, which is the Gamecocks college food pantry on campus, all work with us. And Ashley and I work to kind of chair the committee, though really, we take our marching orders from the schools that are a part of the committee. I'm sorry, the subcommittee, which, as you can see kind of here, essentially we are excited about the fact that it really works to connect local institutions, higher education institutions, to really share food pantry best practices and lessons learned. They all the schools now have food pantries on their campus. And one of the things that we learned through our conversations with folks when we were kind of starting this up was that they really weren't talking with each other. And so this really serves as a venue for folks to share those best practices. Working to collectively reduce stigma has been another big issue, as well as advocating for student basic needs just at a wider citywide level. And so the subcommittee itself is made up of Ashley and I. We kind of provide technical assistance to folks. And then we have student organizers from each school, which are identified by staff and faculty members or mentors, I'm sorry, from each school. And the student organizers, we work really hard to provide them with a stipend to compensate them for their time, because we believe, this is important work, and oftentimes students are asked to kind of go above and beyond without necessarily having any type of compensation. So that's really important to us. Also, we have community partners that also make up the other part of the committee or subcommittee, I'm sorry. So just a quick list of some of the accomplishments that we have had since 2020. We are really proud to have supported Benedict College in launching their Tiger Food Pantry on campus, and the other academic institutions really led the way in providing them with support and suggestions around best practices and whatnot. We were able to secure $500 Publix gift cards each academic year for each of the academic institutions to spend on food for their pantries. Also hosted focus groups that were led by students on each campus to really brainstorm strategies to reduce stigma and learn more about what students, faculty, and staff thought were important on-campus initiatives to work towards. We have created work groups. We have three work groups right now that are really focusing on a couple or three different areas right now: College SNAP, healthy food access, and then also food pantry resource sharing. And Ashley will get into this a little bit more as we move on, but the other initiative that we're really excited about is that we have partnered with FoodShare South Carolina, and we've been able to fund and distribute over 1,000 FoodShare no-cook boxes on these college campuses. And these no-cook boxes are tailored specifically towards college students, with the idea in mind that they might not have access to a kitchen, might not have access to a stove regularly. So kind of creating some food boxes that have items that they can easily utilize. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Ashley, and she's going to talk a little bit about kind of what we're currently working on.
Thanks so much, Zach. And that picture from the last slide was a picture of what a no-cook food box looks like. So you see there's a variety of items. You see there's some items that you can cook. So like you can cook mushrooms, you can cook spinach, but you're not required to cook them in order to consume them. But recently, one of the things that we partnered with was working with, really have to give credit to Ambra, which you see if the slide, the picture on the left-hand side, lunch community partner panel, the individual holding the microphone standing up, Ambra Hoyt, out of USC's Leadership and Service Center, their director, really helped to orchestrate a donor to help fund the Carolinas College Food Insecurity Summit. So on the 17th of February, so about 2 Saturdays ago, we were able to have around 120 faculty, students, staff, community of partners all convened at the University of South Carolina. This is in the Russell House to really talk about the issue of college food insecurity. And so you can see that was the lunch panel. So you can see we had, a staff member from Allen on there. We had one of the students from Benedict. We had Gordon with Food Share, a student from USC, myself, and then a former AmeriCorps Vista at USC who's now a student at Duke University, all serve on this panel and talk some about the work that we're doing collectively. And there were folks from all over that attended this summit. There were folks from North Carolina. There were folks from far as Coastal. I think we had someone from Clemson come. There were folks from College of Charleston, Aiken Technical College, Greenville Tech. So a little bit all over the state. I know Allen and Benedict, and I think we may have one other HBCU that attended, but the goal is this was a event. This was done back in 2019 in North Carolina. There was some focus on College Food Insecurity Summit, but this whole event was geared towards that. So this was from a 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. whole day, really talking about a variety of subjects, from a keynote speaker to roundtable discussions to regional breakout sessions, really trying to hone in on this work. And so there is a request that I want to put out there. There is the goal to have this event again next year. And so I think it would be great for an HBCU, one of our South Carolina HBCUs, to host this event next year. So if there is an HBCU that is interested in hosting it, Dr. DaCosta, I'm sure that you can drum up support to do this. I know we can get the information from the USC team to find out, how much funding costs, and hopefully the funder who did it this year would be willing to help support again for 2025. But certainly the goal would be for this to continue. But I think it will be great. I know we had it at a large, Dr. Goodwin mentioned research too. I know we had it at USC. That's what they talk about, a large research one public institution. But how great would it be for us to have this at one of the HBCUs next year? So I'm hoping that's maybe something we can work collectively on to try to have happen for the 2025 summit.
Sure.
And
we will definitely reach out to the HBCU presidents to see who would like to host it. And then Ashley Owens will connect with you and Zach so that we can put this all together for next year. That should not be a problem at all. The commission will be more than happy to be a sponsor to make sure that the summit continues. I never realized that there was such a food shortage or food insecurities on a college campus. Who would have thought in 2024 there are college students who are hungry? And what made me really think about it, when I went to Denmark Tech and they gave me a tour of the campus, they took me to the pantry. I said, pantry? Yeah, we have a pantry because there are some students who they have no home. Some of them are homeless. And when school's out, they need to have food on the campus. I think that is, in 2024, I never thought that we would see the day when there would be food insecurities on college campuses. For as much dollars going into colleges, you would think that adequate food would be there to provide, for the students. But it's good you're having this summit, because we need to educate more people on the issues that we have. Food insecurities are all around South Carolina, whether it's in the food desert and communities, whether it's homelessness, whether it's college campuses now. And that's bad that we today have so many people hungry of all the things. Being hungry, yeah, there's a problem in the United States for us to still have this kind of issue going on.
So I want to point one thing out, Dr. DaCosta, since you raised the point, just to tell you how much of a problem this is. When we talk about folks experiencing hunger, we often talk about children.
Yes.
We also talk about seniors. However, college students face hunger at a higher rate than those populations I just
Wow.
mentioned. So almost 1 in 3 students. So this is whether you're at a graduate institution, undergrad, a technical college, wherever, 1 in 3. So between me, you, and Zach, 1 in 3 of us are
Right.
estimated to
Wow.
experience food insecurity during our college tenure. So this
Wow.
certainly is, a subject that, is near and dear to our heart. And so, of course, we kind of started, when we started, a lot of the conversations were about folks wanting to get food pantries, supporting them. But then I think as we continue to have discussion, folks realized really the best way is, yes, you want to have, initiatives, now we got food share, we got the pantries. I'll talk a little bit about this mobile market and some other things. We have other things there to support students, but really the best way is for us stopping this to happen even in the first place, right?
Yes.
So one of the things that we're working on doing from the summit, we heard a lot of interest on SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. When you hear people, the regular people talk, the government people call it SNAP. The regular people call it food stamps, because that's what it was called for so many years. And
Right.
y'all know government, we love to change names, even though everyone else has already adopted the name. But SNAP really is kind of, is the way USDA, Department of Agriculture, talks about it, is really that first stop once someone is experiencing food insecurity. And so one of the things with SNAP, you do that application, you can be certified for a year, and you would have to recertify every year. Unfortunately, there are some hindrance for college students, one, to be eligible for SNAP. And then once they apply for SNAP, there have been some issues with, and some of that has been some folks not necessarily knowing some of the workaround students can apply for. And so there have been students who should have qualified, unfortunately, that have been denied. And so this college SNAP was a huge discussion at the summit. And so one of the things that we wanted to do is, you heard Zach and I, we do a lot of work Columbia wide, but we said this is an issue. We need to do something statewide. And so we're having a meeting this afternoon with 2 additional folks that do a lot of work with SNAP to start a college SNAP statewide work group. So we would love to have all of the HBCUs be a part of those conversations. There's currently, and Dr. Costa, I know, because I know you come from a political background, so I'm going to say this at you, because I know you can help us change this. There is currently an EATS Act, which is being proposed from a national level to remove some of those barriers for college students to be eligible for SNAP. There currently is no representative or senator in the state of South Carolina that has signed on to co-sponsor that bill. And I know if we all work together, we can change that. So I will follow up and send Ashley some information about that EATS Act, so you can see how we have 0 folks from South Carolina currently on that list. But certainly we know if we can do some push on a national level, that is a good strategy. So we'll follow up there. Also in Columbia, we're getting a mobile market.
Very good.
We got the city provided about $170,000 awarded through an RFP process for a local farm out of Hopkins, South Carolina, to run a mobile market. So right now, their focus is in some low food access areas in Columbia, 29203, 29204 zip code, with plans to eventually expand. But also a part of that is, our goal is to have this vehicle stop at the local college institution. So there will be at least 1 pop-up before the end of the semester at each of those 4 named colleges and universities Zach mentioned at the beginning. So Allen, Benedict, Columbia College, and USC. And then the last thing we're looking at is, how do we try to expand support for food share? One of the benefits of food share is you can use SNAP to order food share boxes. But remember, we mentioned right now, there are a lot of hindrances for college students even being able to get SNAP benefits. So right now, we've been working to identify some funding from various folks to be able to provide funding to support food share boxes. So these institutions have been providing these boxes to students, mainly, sometimes staff that may have an express need but the wait list is long. We were on a meeting with USC last week. And so they've had a huge amount of first generation students. They've had a lot of international students that oftentimes don't have some of the supports other student populations have. And their waiting list for Food Share is over 200 students long.
Wow.
And so Benedict College is about to launch Food Share. They are about to move into a new building for their food pantry. And so they haven't been able to get with Food Share because they had limited space, but they should be moving in March. So that's another institution that's coming on board. So we're really trying to make sure we can support these institutions to be able to provide those healthy fruits and vegetable boxes to students to be able to provide that support. So that's where we're going
Okay.
kind of this semester as we move into 2024, 2025 academic year as well.
Well, we thank you and Zach for your presentation and the legislation that you wanted us to look at and to get some sponsors. If you would send that to Ashley Owens. One thing about addressing that issue on a federal level, we would need a fact sheet showing the data. We would have to show how many students are actually eligible for the food, and or how many students, like you said, 1 in 3 need these food services. Those are the kinds of numbers that we need to get in front of our legislators on the federal level to build the case for funding or whatever means we need to get the resources to these schools to provide the food that these students need. Thank you so much. I know I'm jumping around on the agenda. I got a little note telling me the agenda's in the box. I got the agenda, but I do jump around the agenda. Sharice. Is Brenton on? I don't think so. All right. Did Brenton give any legislative updates, Ashley?
No, none at
Okay.
this time.
All right, very good. All right, we're going to go into some of our staff reportings. I want Dr. Fenton to talk about the award that we're about to receive for our research.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and thank you for being here. If you haven't read, I think we circulated an email. I'm not sure if it reached the advisory committee, advisory committees for the various program areas, but our state statistical profile for 2021-2022 was awarded a notable state document award for serial documents that we publish on a yearly basis. This is actually the first one that we published, at least since I arrived at the agency, and we're happy about that. But as the saying goes, got to keep on keeping on, and we have another state statistical profile that's in the works and being published, and an AAPI statistical profile that hopefully will see the light of day during AAPI Heritage Month between April and May. In addition to all of that, we're also going to be publishing, I think, a really prescient research brief within the next few weeks on affordable housing by Max Petushko. And I'm not sure if she's on the call, but we recently hired another research analyst to sort of round out our team. We have a research team of 4 right now. Her name is Ashley. Alicia, sorry, too many Ashleys on the call. Alicia Page or Hayes, I think she uses both last names. So it'd be nice if she was on to say something really quickly, but I think we have a lot on our plate, and we're going to keep on keeping on and doing the best we can to ensure that the state's minority communities have the best and broadest data available for public officials, people in the nonprofit sector, and definitely people in the business community, so they can make hopefully actionable decisions that improve the socioeconomic well-being of the state's minority populations.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Fenton. Is Jasmine on? I have Jasmine giving an update on the Small Minority Business Summit? Okay, she's not on. Well, Norma, you want to share some of what you experienced at the summit with Together SC?
Yes. Um, First of all, I am Norma Lynn Brown, and I always tell people I'm the proud CEO of Lynn Brown Inspires, our young CEOs and leaders of tomorrow. And I did learn a lot from the summit. It was awesome. I received a scholarship. This was my first time attending South Carolina Together and under the Black nonprofit group. And I was so inspired to see so many young African American nonprofits. As I shared before, when I taught entrepreneurship for 35 years and I taught marketing, and in none of our entrepreneurship books do we see nonprofits. So we barely taught our students. So when I started, I didn't know what I was doing. I just kind of got into it. I could tell you how to start a business, but now I know there's a difference between starting a business and a nonprofit. So it was very inspiring to me. I've been doing the Young CEOs for about 6 years now. We have about 100 young CEOs that are currently there. We have our foundation, which starts at the summer camp. We're getting ready to put our applications out there, and we teach them. We call it Passion to Business. We take their passions. We do grades 4 through 12, and then ages 17 through 25. We teach them how to put their passion into a business plan, and then we do a Shark Tank. So if anyone's interested in maybe being a judge, you can contact me. We're going to put the applications. We only have a few, and this is at no cost to any of our families. So in that, I want to say, please, I encourage you to join us when we do Midlands Give. We are on Midlands Give, and that's the way we fund our camp at no cost to any of the families. So we would love your donation there. And we just visit the South Carolina African American Museum on Saturday. Took a busload of kids and students and parents. We did the Damon John, and Damon John was there, and one of our students won second place. So we're doing a lot of things, and the commission has been very supportive. One of the things that I do want to say, we had last year, we received a charter. So we will be opening a charter school called Aim High. A is for the arts, and then the I is for innovation, which is entrepreneurship. I'll be doing the School of Entrepreneurship. And the M is for media technology. So we're working on that, and we're looking for partners. So if you or your nonprofit is interested in partnering with us, it's going to be an amazing school where we're going to target our kids that have that special interest and allow them to be able to grow. As I said, we're looking for partners, and we partnered with Midlands Tech, but we're looking for partnerships with our HBCUs, especially in the Columbia area. But so that going back to Dr. DeCosto, the summit was really good for me in maintaining what we're doing for our young people. They do pop-up shops, and they're just doing a lot of things. Ashley, I would really like to reach out to you about the food pantry and see what we can do on our level, because our kids will be going to college, and for them to see. And let me tell you, that's one thing that we're going to add into our school is social responsibility. I teach them that. I always say, when you make your millions, you got to give back. So that's something. So if there's anything that we could do to help you in the initiative for the college, food program, just let me know. So that's pretty much what we do. Like I said, if you'd like to be a judge, contact me. If you we'd love to support us in Midlands Give. And also if you know someone or organization or business who may be interested in the AIM High School, just let me know. And that's
All
it.
right.
Thank you, Dr. DaCosta, and thank all of you for your support.
Thank you so much, Norma. All right, before we wrap up, Ms. Tilly, do you have any comments you want to share?
Sorry, I was trying to get off off of mute. So yes, a Citizens Academy application that has just opened. Our Citizens Academy will be held September the 5th through October the 4th. That's going to be on Thursday evenings. We also have a Teen Academy. So if you know of high school juniors or seniors who would be interested in coming and learning a little bit more about the FBI, they have the opportunity to apply for our Teen Academy. That will be June the 26th through 27th. And then we also will have a romance scams presentation on March the 20th. It's going to be in Lexington, South Carolina. So with those individuals who are interested in learning more about romance scams, they can email Columbia_outreach@fbi.gov and get information about where the actual location will be for that presentation.
Wonderful. If you could give Ashley Owens that, we could post the information on our webpage and share the information about your academy that's coming up.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Now there's another Ashley. It says Ashley in South Carolina.
I had to find the mute and the, I don't know why it says that. I set it up that way at one point for some Zoom meeting, but I don't know why it keeps saying that. And I haven't taken the time to change it. But this is Ashley Brooker. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you.
Any updates? Anything you want to share with the group this morning before we end?
No particular updates, but when I think about this month and Black History Month, one of the things that I did this morning and my team did this morning, there's a local elementary school, Catawba Trail Elementary School in Elgin, South Carolina, and they hosted an African American Read-In Day.
Oh,
And we went to the school and they asked you to read books that were either written by African American authors or illustrated by African American authors or tell African American stories.
very good.
And so I participated in that this morning. And my team, I initially went because I'm a part of the Columbia, South Carolina alumni chapter for North Carolina A&T State University.
Okay.
And so we have a book that highlights our involvement in the sit-in movement. And so we read that book to the classes. And so I read that book, and then and for the second class, I read a book on financial literacy to teach the students about budgeting.
Very
And
good.
so that book had a much livelier discussion than the first one, but it was a good time and I would certainly participate in it again. And I know that they are always looking for that particular event. I reached out because I wanted to read the book for A&T, but that's when the assistant principal told me that they're looking for volunteers for events like that. And so this would be a good platform for those who are interested in reading to schools and participating in something like an African American Read-In Day that's usually held annually in February at different schools in your area.
All right. Very good. Excellent. Anyone
Thank you.
else who I missed? I see a phone number that ends in 934 with no name. I don't know who that is. Anyway, thank you all so much for being on our advisory council meeting this morning. Usually our council meetings are quarterly. We are in the process of soliciting more advisory council people because usually this board is every 2 years. And if you'd like to continue, send Ashley Owens an email saying that you'd like to continue serving on the advisory council so that I will know how many empty slots or vacant slots we need to fill. So please send Ashley a quick email saying, yes, I would like to continue, or no, I would not like to be a part, so that we will know. We have 20 openings And we want to see how many we already have filled so that we'll know how many people we need to reach out to be a part of the African American Advisory Council. Any other questions or comments for the group? All right. Thank you all so much. And we will be in touch for our quarterly meeting in about 3 or 4 months. If you need us in the meantime, please reach out to Ashley and she will keep me informed on the things that we can do to help you in your daily work to help all the people around South Carolina, especially with this food drive. This bothers me because in 2024, we should not have a child, a student in college, not having enough food. That is just unheard of for me. So we need to really make some noise about that so that we can get the resources to the schools to help fill their pantries, to make sure that students have adequate food to keep them while they're in school. If nothing else, thank you all and we'll be in touch.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Take care, y'all.